Welcome back to Riverwalk Talks. This is episode 10. I'm your host, Noitalumis. I'm here with Cole. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Doing great, thanks. What brings you out here?
Just a beautiful day to take for a walk.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's my first time here, actually, so quite coincidence to bump into you.
Very nice. Yeah, well, welcome to Penn Treaty Park
Thank you.
as the official, unofficial ambassador here. So my first question for you, now that spring has officially sprung, do you have one goal for the rest of the year?
So my goal for the next year is, in the last year I've worked on becoming happy. Now it's maintaining happiness. And I mean, some of that will come from financial goals, but overall it's just to maintain happiness and keep going on a good path.
Very nice. Any tips for people trying to attain that?
You gotta learn to love yourself, because you'll always have yourself. No matter who's with you in life, you'll always have yourself. And for me personally, finding a therapist that helps me get on the right path. I'm a big advocate. I'll vouch anyone should go to therapy.
Nice. Yeah, mindset's everything. And especially if you're having a hard time figuring it out yourself.
He's like my sixth one in 5 years. And it's just been so great with him helping me through it now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
My second question for you, what are at least two things that you're grateful for?
I'm grateful for my family. Off the bat, I'm very fortunate to have my whole family I grew up with still in the world today with me. I'm fortunate for her, she's the light of my life. I'm also just, more than anything, I'm fortunate to wake up another day and be able to go out and try to do something to make a little bit of a difference, make someone smile, just something small.
Very nice. The little things in life.
Little things, yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll keep you going.
Nice. My third question for you, today's the first day with these questions, so I want to say it right. All right. What is something that you've had to let go in order to grow into the person you are today?
I mean, I've lived in the same area, aside from a couple years, my whole life. I've had the same friends and groups, and just getting to this point in our life, the biggest thing is letting relationships go that, like, someone you might consider is like when you were a kid, like we're going to be friends forever. And then you get a little bit older and you realize like they're just dragging you down a path that's not where you want to go.
Certainly.
So being able to set boundaries and tell people what I'm comfortable with doing has been a big thing that's felt like losing someone, but I'm gaining myself in that. And if they're a true friend, they'll understand your path and just try not to drag you down there anymore as well.
So it's like compassion is one thing, but to have compassion for everyone and to let everyone to be compassionate about it can be rather draining, especially if that person isn't
if you're gonna
serving your energy or your goals.
For me, I always put other people before me, and that's something I've learned to do in the last year. That's made me like myself more.
My last question for you, what advice do you have for our viewers?
Be yourself. Just be unapologetically you. The best advice I can give, because if you do that, you'll love yourself, and then you'll be happy when you wake up every morning.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Cole, for coming on the show. It's been Riverwalk Talks Philly.
Best show in Philly.
Best show in Philly. You heard it here first.
What episode are we on?
We're on episode 10, actually.
Whoa, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you. I started mid last month when it started to get nice out.
And, it's beautiful today.
Oh, yeah. I even got to go to work. I leave here in the next 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'll come out and get a few interviews all I can.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for making my time worth it. Welcome back to Riverwalk Talks. This is episode 10. I'm your host, Noitalumis. I'm here with Sterling. How are you today?
Beautiful today. It's a great day.
Certainly. What brings you out here?
I'm actually visiting. I just moved back from Seoul, South Korea, and I used to live in Fishtown, and this is one of my favorite places in the world is coming to this park.
Very nice. Tell me about a little bit of your time in Korea, if you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, so I was there working for a startup of memory preservation jewelry called Sentiment, and their idea is to help capture important memories in something that you wear every day. There's a lot of memories that are associated with people's jewelry, and that way you can stick them right into your jewelry.
Very cool. It's like crystals themselves like hold memory as well, so it's like another
Absolutely.
a whole deeper layer to it all.
It's an evolution, but not much because, crystal started with it.
There we go. My first question for you, what is something you've had to let go to grow into the person you are today?
What is something that I had to let go of to grow into the person today? I would say preconceived notions of everything and just approaching things with an open mind. A lot of times, we have a lot of experiences with things before and we go into it with your mind already decided. And that's not always a healthy thing. So I try to be always really open in every new experience that I have and try to let go of what I've experienced before and come to it with open eyes.
Very nice. That probably part of that led you to going to South Korea.
Yeah,
well.
a little bit of that for sure. The stars just kind of aligned for me, and there's just a lot of signs in my life that just told me that I should do something like this, and I'm so happy I did.
That's awesome. So my second question for you, what are 2 things that you're grateful for?
I'm always grateful for good health. I'm honestly not in the best of health right now, but I know it could be so much worse. And I'm grateful to be able to walk around, breathe fresh air, spend time with my family. Another thing I'm really grateful for is being able to live here, and the world is so crazy and chaotic everywhere, and there's unfortunately terrible things happening. And, any bad day for me could be a million times worse for anyone else in the world. So whenever I have a bad day, it's somebody else's best day in their life. So I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah, perspective is a huge thing. And I feel like a lot of us forget to zoom out. Once you start zooming out, the picture becomes a lot more clear. Yeah. So my third question for you, now that spring has sprung, do you have one goal that you'd like for the next year?
Yes. That's a good way to frame it. I was just thinking recently that the new year should actually really be framed around spring, because now this is when I have really good creative energy and I feel like I want to accomplish a lot. And one thing that I want to do is start my own LLC to I do video editing on the side. I also want to create a video game at one point. I have some ideas of innovative technology and start patenting things. So that's my first thing that I really want to do is get my LLC paperwork finished.
Very nice. I would recommend to do it. This show, Riverwalk Talks Philly, is a simulation series which operates under the umbrella of my record label, which is an LLC, which is Noitalumis Records.
That's awesome.
So I originally did it with the intent of music. I need my own record label for music, but then I realized I also write books and I also host shows, and I can do all that under the umbrella of my record label.
Exactly. And I want to create a zine with my friends and, collect some of their stories and give a creative outlet to all my friends, because all my friends are all super talented and have great ideas and things that they should share to people. And I think a lot of people are afraid to share their knowledge or don't know where they should do it at and how they can. And I want to be able to help them get out their vision, as well as allow me to have the joy of doing that.
Very nice. And it's making that joy into a profession. And that's where forming the LLC comes in. And even if you might think you're going to do it because A and B and C, all of a sudden down the road, there's going to be D, E, and F, and G, and all these other things that you're like, oh, my LLC can just encompass that. So
that's what I'm hoping. And I think it is a little kismet that I met you to give me even more motivation to continue on that path.
It's worth it. And in PA, it's very easy as well. I was living in California, and to start an LLC there and start a business, there's a lot more barriers to entry, and there's a tax as well, every year and stuff. And I was doing the research, looking at the top 5 places to go to form an LLC, with the best laws and stuff. And Pennsylvania was not in the top 5, but it happened to be in the top 10.
Okay.
And I have a lot of family here. And a lot of those other places were very more remote.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like I would miss the connection that I get here in Philly.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So my last question for you, what advice do you have for our viewers?
My advice is to always follow your heart. Your head can say something else. It's usually a little bit more logical. But we have one life on this planet, and as you can tell, life is more precious than it's ever been. And you should just follow your dreams, and not even your dreams, just follow the stuff that you want to do, and just do it. Don't wait till tomorrow. Just start today and do it. Because before you know it, we'll be on our beds, 80 years old, and thinking, I should have done that. Well, it's not going to be you because you've already done it. So just do it.
Well said. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. This has been Riverwalk Talks. We're your host, Noitalumis. Thank you. Welcome back to Riverwalk Talks, episode 10. I'm your host, Noitalumis. I'm here with Damian. How are you today?
I'm very good.
It's amazing to hear it. So my first question for you, now that spring has sprung, do you have a goal for the rest of the year?
Yes, I have projects that I'm working on right now in the Philadelphia area, Liberty Lands.
Okay.
They're resurfacing, and renovating the playground area. And I joined the crew, and I'm on the art committee, and
Very
I'm
nice.
having a blast because it's right across the street from where I live.
That's awesome.
And people are looking at my artwork, and they're seeing it, and I'm communicating with them because I'm building the projects right there on the property. So meeting people and talking to them. I've been here about 5 years, and it turns out that it's an incredible community.
Certainly. I was originally born here, but I only moved back last year, and I'm loving all the people I get to meet and connect with. And
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your artistic medium?
I work in metal and clay, ceramic,
Okay.
masonry artwork as well. And so the next few months, I'll be installing quite a few pieces in Liberty Lands.
Very
So
cool.
anybody could stop by and see my work there. I already started doing things already there.
Nice. And
Yeah.
that's awesome
And
because
my wife as well, she also is an artist, and she's participating, Denise Carter, she's participating in the art renovation of the area.
that is awesome. Yeah. As a kid growing up, I was born in '96, which not too long ago, but I felt like when I growing up, the parks were more artsy. Like the ones that had the most character weren't the ones that were just metal and bars
Right.
and but the ones that actually left an impression were the ones with art integrated into it.
Yeah. Well, this is characteristic of a community's artists move into a community, and they start to vitalize it and put artwork in, and then suddenly the neighborhood gentrifies and the artists can't afford to live there anymore, and then they have to leave. And this happens in all little parts of all the cities. I'm originally from New York, and I watched it happen there,
Mm-hmm.
where you had these communities that were kind of run down, and artists come in, they fix it up, and then suddenly they can't afford to live there anymore.
Mm.
And so that's a dilemma that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And I hope it doesn't happen. I'm seeing it happen sort of in Liberty Lands, but I'm an older guy. I've been doing artwork for almost 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not concerned about having to sell stuff and make money to stay here. I'm able to live here. But the young people, the young artists are struggling, without a doubt. It's tough.
Certainly. You got to go where the getting's good. And
Yeah.
when the art, happens and it becomes saturated, people see the value in wanting to live there,
Yeah.
which is a blessing in itself. But at the same time, for the artists that built it, they can't necessarily stay there.
They can't stay there
because they can't sustain
Struggling artists cannot live in a place that's gentrifying at a rate
it. Mm-hmm.
that the rents are skyrocketing, that a young person can't afford
Certainly.
$5,000 a month.
I lived in California, and the main reason I left was because I love nature, but to get actual nature costs an arm and a leg there.
Yeah.
And a lot of the places, they plant the houses and then they plant the nature around it.
Right.
But the actual places that have real nature, it's such a steep barrier to entry. And here, I like to say in Pennsylvania, there's nature everywhere.
Yes.
They take a little nature out and then they put the house.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like the idea that the way Penn, the way he designed this city, he made sure that there were green areas. He went out of his way to make sure. And you see a lot of these old buildings, they have beautiful gardens in the back. And Liberty Lands is a great example, which is only, I think, maybe 40, 35 years old.
Okay.
But that was given to the community. Do not touch it. Don't build on it. Let it be green. Let the community take care of it. So that's how when I got involved and meeting the wonderful people that are working there, the volunteers, it's just incredible. Young people, a lot of young people.
Yeah.
And I'm getting, I hang out with young people it's like there's no age difference when it comes to art.
Certainly.
And music.
Certainly.
Yeah, there's no age difference.
Expression is expression, Yeah. So my second question for you, what are at least 2 things that you're grateful for?
My health at my age, my family, my wife. If it wasn't for her, I probably would be not here, because I'll walk out into the lake sometimes. I forget things and I'm not, so she's there with me, and she's my partner, and we're both involved in music and art. So I'm grateful for her, and I'm grateful for my health.
That's great.
And also I'll throw in a third one, and that is finding this neighborhood.
Nice. Yeah, well, I'm sure the neighborhood's happy to have you, and I'm sure your art will make a lasting impact.
I hope so.
I know. I know.
I'm putting it in so that it lasts way longer than I do.
There you go. And that's being a true artist, where it's like you don't have to live forever, but our artistic creations.
Yeah, the opportunity to put something in that's not temporary, or someone's wall in a house that no one's seeing it. It's out in the public. They're getting to see it, and I'm going to make it so that it lasts 200 years.
That's beautiful. So my third question for you, what is something you had to let go of to grow into the person you are today?
Well, back in the days, 50 years ago, it was substance abuse. And then as I moved on, I realized that letting go of negativity, people's negativity, and allowing the negativity to interfere in my life and stop me from my plan. So I had to let go of that. Things like getting angry, road rage, things to that effect.
Sure.
And as you get older and you become more knowledgeable and you become more educated, you realize that there's a lot of people out there that just don't know how to do the right thing. Maybe it's not their fault. They were born that way. They just weren't in an environment that taught them the right thing. So I just say, I don't take anything personal, because I need to make it to the next place. It's important for me to exist, to make other people's lives. In the community, I like making people laugh. I like displaying my artwork. And so I need to not get into confrontations with people. I don't get in verbal arguments anymore. Never did really. Political, I don't get political. What's the point? So, letting go of negativity. And like I said, back in the days, in the 60s, there was a lot of substance abuse. So I needed to work on that. That took quite a while, but it's all good now.
That's good. Happy to hear that. It's all about where you put your focus and put your energy into.
Loving people and creating art and music.
Very nice.
Living in Philly.
Very nice. If our viewers wanted to find some of your art or your wife's art, Liberty
Lands Park.
All right. No website or anything? Just
Instagram, Damian Gennino.
Damian Gennino on Instagram.
And D&D Art Particularities.
Okay.
Art Particularities.
Art Particularities. I like it.
Yeah, Damian, D&D Art. And so, nice meeting you.
Yeah, one last question for you,
one last
though.
question. Okay.
What advice do you have for our viewers? I know you've been dispensing it this whole show, but one last piece of advice maybe you think someone needs to hear out there.
Live every day like it's your last day. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Don't let things in the past haunt you. You got to move on. No matter what, you got to move forward.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Damian.
Take care. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was my pleasure.